Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great Monday. Starting off the week hot. I know every time I feel like I don't post for a couple of days, I come back and I have heat again. I just have one letter today, but I also have stuff that came in the mail that I do want to show you. I'm really not sure what I want to start off with. I feel like let's save the TTM for last. Let me show you what I got in the mail. And then I'll talk about also the TTMs I sent out today. So I had an eBay purchase. I really been into these old jazz cards because I love jazz. And I purchased a few that were very cheap and it was free shipping. So I was like, I'm all in. So and talking about, well, I'll talk about that after, but so I got Ella Fitzgerald. I believe this is 1959. They're really not a good grade. Of course, they're more just conversation pieces, you know, just something cool to have. Like, think about like in 50 years, talking about these old jazz singers from the 50s, and it's just going to be really cool to something to look back on in the future, you know? So I believe this is 58 or 60. And of course, the man himself, Frank Sinatra, one of my favorites. Ella Fitzgerald. And then considered the GOAT of jazz, Louis Armstrong, on an iconic picture. This picture is so famous. I love the blue background that contrasts it. And not jazz, but Audrey Hepburn, famous actress, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Doesn't get more iconic than that. So I got these, really cool to have. Really cool. I only have a couple of these. I have a couple of Frank Sinatra's. I have one of this and another one from a different year, and of course I have this one. But yeah, that was super cool. Couldn't pass out on that. And what I'm really excited to show you guys. Yeah. Let's get into it. Mary Poppins on a 1967 PSA 4. Just take a look at this. Beautiful. I've been eyeing this card for a while because, of course, I'm a Mary Poppins collector. This is my first time getting a card of her. There aren't many cards of her. Yeah, so I looked this up on eBay, and a lot of people are selling or are asking, you know, what it sells for, and what people are asking don't normally correlate. But from what I've seen, a PSA 2, two people have it listed for like $200, like $250, around that range. And this guy was selling it in a PSA 4 for around $50. Which makes no sense whatsoever. And this is also the highest grade of this card. So the highest it goes to a PSA 4, and there's only, I'm not sure how many graded. I think it was like 4 graded, 3 graded. I'm not really, I gotta look at it again. So I am the person with the highest grade of this card, and I got it for the cheap end. I feel like I could really repost this on eBay if I really want to. I don't know if the market goes that high for that card if people are just asking outrageous prices. But of course, I'm not going to sell it. I love this card. Really cool to have. It looks great. It's a little off-center, but you know, you really can't complain. The eye appeal is beautiful. Really can't be more happy. There's really not a lot of cards. The only other card I could really think of that I think I would want personally, and it's affordable, is Topps released the Topps Heritage card of Mary Poppins, and Bert's also on there in like 2011. But I don't really see it on eBay. And even when you're gonna get it, it's coming from another country, like I don't know, like France or Sweden. It's kind of weird, but yeah, and people been getting that signed by Dick Van Dyke. And again, I got Dick Van Dyke not too long ago, and that would have really been cool to send to him. But again, it's hard to take that chance. You don't know if you're ever going to see that card again. But so I got 2 great eBay purchases. I'm very happy with this, adding this to the collection. But let's get into this TTM. This is really cool. It honestly, It didn't come back that it didn't take that long. It just felt longer to me. I don't know, my days have kind of been feeling off. Um, but we have Mr. Ernie Johnson, the broadcaster, the guy that's a part of the TNT post game halftime show with Charles Barkley, Shaq, Kenny Smith. I got a 3 of 2, 17 days, $0. I was going through TTM on the website trying to see who I could send to, and his name was on there, and he was getting returns, very quick returns, and I thought I kind of missed the window because basketball season is gonna start not very soon, and I don't know. People have those stretches where they sign for a little while and then they just disappear, and then. So I thought this was the case, but I still wanted to try my luck. I didn't really have nothing to send to him. I just sent index cards. And you gotta see what I got. Man. We're starting off with the index cards. He signed his name with a Bible verse. I have to look at what that is. And he signed 2 of them. But you can kind of already see what's peeking around. He included this card for free. I did not send this. Man, he's so nice. He also broadcasts a lot of not Dodger games. Well, he did at one point, but postseason baseball. I do remember the 2019 NLDS between the Dodgers and the Nationals. Dodgers lost, but he was calling most of those games on, was it TBS or one of those stations? Really cool. He signed TNT with the Bible verse. Man, he wrote my name. Really cool. Let me put this in a penny sleeve, might as well, right now. But man, man, it just doesn't get better than this. I saw this card on eBay, and I almost wanted to get one, but I didn't really want to waste any time because I didn't know if he was still signing. This was from 2016. But yeah, so I just wanted to get it as soon as possible, write him a letter, and he even answered some of my questions. Man, that's cool. That's something you'll have for forever, And let's see. So I wanted to ask you, did you have a favorite MLB team growing up or player? He said the Braves. My dad played, and he writes so nice too. It's good penmanship. My dad played for the Milwaukee. I'm assuming that's the Braves or the yeah, that would make sense in the 50s, yeah, because the Braves were in Milwaukee at that time, not the Brewers. In the 50s, and he was their broadcaster in Atlanta for 30 years. I feel like I remember hearing about that the more I think about it. When I wrote this letter, I wasn't thinking about it too much. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's really cool that his dad broadcasted for them. And do you have a favorite ballpark? He said Dodger Stadium. I don't know if he said that because he just said that because I'm a Dodger fan. But he said Dodger Stadium ranks very high on that list. So does Wrigley and Fenway, which is valid, of course. I love it. I hoped one day I could visit their stadium. But yeah, it's really nice he responded to me like that, and it didn't take long at all. He included a free card. That's really cool. I'm not going to get over this for a couple of days. And just to throw it in with all the other Mail Day stuff, the Mary Poppins and all these jazz cards. Oh, I do want to tell you. Okay, so I submitted 3 cards to SGC because I went to the Front Row Card Show in Pasadena this weekend. It was a good card show. I feel like there was a lot of Pokemon. But yeah, it wasn't as big as... I mean, there was still a lot of vendors, but it was really crowded. The room it was in compared to the one it normally is in. So it was hard to move around, hard to get comfortable. But I found a lot of good cards. SGC was there, so I submitted with them. I don't know if you remember in my last video, I had an Ella Fitzgerald with Louis Armstrong. The photo was kind of looking like this. It was this pose with Ella Fitzgerald in there. It's a really iconic picture from one of their studio sessions, and I sent it in because on PSA, well, not SGC but PSA, there's only 4 graded in existence, and the highest grade is a 9. It's a 9, 8, 7, and 6, and my card looked really good. I don't know, so I sent it in. SGC, of course, is known for their vintage, so I felt good about sending to them. So I'm really interested in what the grade's going to be. I'm hoping for a 6 or a 5. It's a 1959 card. It just looked really good to me. I want to get in a slab regardless, no matter the grade, really. Of course, I'm not going to sell it. But yeah, and then I also sent in a Koufax 2011 Cognac Parallel. I have the diamond version of it in a 10, in a PSA 10, so I wanted to get the other version of it slabbed. It'd be cool to have, hopefully gems. I don't know if it's on gem. I think it's going to come back at 9 or a 9.5, hopefully. And then I sent in Ohtani Tops Now when he struck out Trout in the World Baseball Classic last year. I think that one is going to 10. I really hope so. Again, not like I'm gonna sell it or nothing, but yeah. And I got a lot of vintage cards to send in the mail. So let me tell you some of the names that I have out right now. Sorry, this video is so long, it's taking forever. But I have people, Joey Amalfitano, Elroy Face. I've been wanting to send him for a long time, but I just never got a card of him, and I got so many of him at the card show for cheap, for $3 or so. I believe I have a 1954 of him, so I sent him about like 4 cards. Bobby Richardson, Al Spangler, yeah, just some of these names. I don't want to take too long on this video, but yeah, so you'll be seeing that in a little while. Oh, did I say Bobby Richardson? I think I said Bobby Richardson. Really looking forward to that. I got a 1959 card of him and a card with him and Maris. It's like a team, well, not, it's a couple players on one card, and I'm really looking forward to that. I hope it comes back quick, so you'll be seeing that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I know it was a pretty long one, but yeah, have a great rest of your day. Starting off hot on this Monday. Have a great rest of your week.